Hi, and my warmest welcome. I am Hedi, and in the next 30 minutes, I'll give you your keys to transform successfully. So get something to drink and get something to write. This is absolutely packed, and feel free to pause the video and take some notes. And with this, my warmest welcome to the Masterclass. Want to transform successfully? Use the power keys. So the power keys to transform successfully helps you to awaken to your full potential and power, transform you into the most powerful version of yourself, and create so that you can create the life you want to live. As simple as that. I'm Hedi. I'm a transformation and innovation trainer. I'm an author and inspirational speaker, and I'm super honored that you took the time to be here. You took the time for yourself. What are the takeaways? Well, you will learn what is transformation and why is it completely normal to be overwhelmed. If you are in a state of overwhelm and stuckness, that's completely normal. I'm going to talk a bit about my failures so you don't make the same mistakes, obviously, and what you need to make the transformation successful. I will give you the 9 keys, my 3x3 equals U formula, and hopefully lots of perspective changes so you get more motivation in order to conquer your transformation. Why are we here? Well, very simple. You are here because probably you're in a change process or transformation process. And you know what? Change is the only constant in life. Heraclitus said that. And Heraclitus is always right. No, change is absolutely inevitable. Also, John Maxwell, one leadership coach, which I absolutely love, said, and the only thing that is optional is whether you grow from it or not. And with the 9 keys, growth is inevitable, becomes inevitable. My personal mission is to give you the tools and the inspiration to turn your messy transformation into heaven on earth. I really mean it. I've been there, I've done it. It's crappy, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I want you to switch on your light. And transformation is the biggest chance ever. If you transform yourself into the most magical being living in abundance, you can become the leader of the new time. And we really, really need fantastic, powerful, authentic leaders, right? Who am I to say what transformation is all about or when transformation is successful? As I said, well, I've been there. My whole life actually is kind of a transformation story from, I'd say, darkness to light. And I made a lot of mistakes. I wanted to transform, I believe, when I was already very young, but absolutely chose the wrong paths, the paths that I was, was finding in the outside world that made sense due to my programming. First of all, I tried to escape the status quo. When I was young, I was so much into music. I was not even in the real reality anymore. I was in music schools, music high schools. All I did was singing and dancing and piano and harp and flute. So I went deep into music and out of reality. But that didn't bring me very far because my reality didn't change. Then I tried a different approach, which was changing my environment and basically like escaping my status quo. During high school, I went to South Africa for a year, which I absolutely loved and didn't want to come back. Then I went in my university, I went to South Korea, expanded my 6 to 9 months leave to 14 months because I loved it so much. I was able to be somebody else over there, trying also to find myself, quote unquote. But the result was, as you can imagine, when I came back, I was back as me again. So it wasn't really long lasting. My third approach was that I changed completely what I did. And that was before I was an artist, theater, and opera assistant. I was a concert organizer, to then becoming the first part of the first design thinking generation in Germany, which is an innovation strategy and collaboration and creativity method. And I was in there for 10 years on the road, consulting, training in innovation and transformation business. Funny. But you know what? I was very curious, and I tried every business field. I loved it at the one, on the one hand side, but on the other hand, I always felt misplaced because I was misplaced within. And this treadmill, I was almost like a junkie, worldwide coaching, Malaysia and South Africa again, and then China, and then education, and then automotive, and then banks, blah, 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 blah. I was not really feeling myself anymore. I was really in this high performance wheel. Then I wrote a book and, created multiple services and products and company cultures and lives, helped to create them. Again, when I was at parties and telling people what I did, people were in awe, but I was honestly not sure if this was me who was on this treadmill. I didn't know how to change it though, because I didn't feel into myself, because again, I was a junkie. And then, ta-da-da, it all came to sort of, I don't even know how to say it, like it all fell apart when I became a mom. And I went into my own change process almost by force, because when you're becoming a mom, maybe you're a mom or you're a dad, and you kind of like everything changes. With that came my huge identity crisis and kind of a dark night of the soul, if you will, because I knew what I was doing at the time. Not anymore when I had a child. I was doing great. I had a great career, blah, blah, blah. I never knew why I was doing it really. Yeah, I had lots of fun, and my curiosity was kind of, the need for curiosity was ticked, but I had no clue who I was, and I had no clue who I wanted to be for my child, for my family, into this world. And that was super, super painful, because all of a sudden nothing made sense anymore what I was doing, and that was my identity. So I went into a big black hole, and through trying out my own tools, there was like a time where I was, you can't be serious, Hedi. You are a change consultant, a transformation innovation coach. Use your stuff. So I did it, but I mostly went into myself, and I did many personal development courses. And slowly but surely, the door opened. I don't know, I was enrolled maybe in four courses at once, because again, I was a little bit of a junkie, still am. But I really wanted to change. I really wanted to be this happy person, and I really wanted to get to know myself. So yeah, slowly but surely the doors opened, and then I realized, wow, this isn't actually something that, that is just my need. There are tons of people who need this. When I was talking to just casually to friends and friends of friends and family, and then I said, why not create a course? I'm not kidding you, I did it overnight. And then the first results were so astonishing. You hear just a couple of testimonials from that first trial, where I thought, okay, maybe this is my purpose. Maybe it has a reason why I went through this messy process, to help others switch on their lights. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing innovation and transformation masterminds, because I know it's not about finding yourself. It's just about finding to yourself. It's all already in you. When you transform yourself, you transform this world. So this has a greater impact. We always go outside and try to transform something else. It's happening, and it is starting all with us. But transformation is not transformation. And that's why I am giving you this 3x3 equals you formula, because it's really the essence on how you can create real transformation, and not just, outside transformation. It is about the willingness, it's about the clarity, and it's about the energy. And I'll go through it bit by bit. Wait, before we do, let's clarify first, what is actually transformation, or what is a change process, and what does that have to do with me, with you? So transformation, if we look at, you know, forms. Is that correct in English? I don't know. Like shapes. That's what I wanted to say. It's basically a shift of shapes, right? So you're first in your old reality, and then you create your new reality. And the shape and form looks different, feels different, is different. When we talk about transformational change process, we mean the bit in between, though. And oftentimes, I mean, during my consultancy work, always refer to this step by step process. And just by saying, you know, this is a step by step process, in many cases leads to this, because people feel like, why is it not working for me? Why am I not getting it, or am I not getting it? And the truth really is, well, yes, you start with your old reality, but most of the times it's the transformation process kickstarts with something that is coming from nowhere or outside or unexpected, right? And it does not feel like a step-by-step process. It more feels like this, like mush, like unpredictable, chaos, uncertainty, maybe even painful, until, yeah, you get to this diamond shape, beautiful new reality. And the truth is, well, yeah, you have to, there is no other way than going through it. There's no jumping from one reality to the next. It is going through the messy part and figuring out the messy part. What is so difficult about it? Well, there are two things that make this process really, really challenging. First of all, we have a sort of general equipment that doesn't help us very much in creating something new, because we have a survival brain, very old, and all it does, trying to keep us safe, right? So it says all of the time, no, thank you very much, no new stuff, please stay where you are, when this is actually what you need to create. So you need to overcome your survival brain. Also, the programming from our societies, from our bringing up parents, communities, cultures, you name it, is challenging, because most of it is very low vibrational, limiting beliefs. It's fears, it's learned helplessness also, and it's also experiences that come on top. All of it, though, is old stuff that, in order to create a transformation that is successful and that is benefiting us, we need to overcome, and we need to outsmart it. Basically change our software or hardware, actually, in order to create the life we want to live. What does that have to do with you? Well, ask yourself. What does that have to do with you? Probably everything, because we're all kind of equipped that way. This you formula is, again, helping you to create the changes. And as I said, I want to go through it clearly so you know what you need to do. So first of all, the key chain number one is the key chain of willingness. If you're not willing to change, well, then just don't do it, right? The first key in the willingness key chain is awareness and choice. Awareness that, yes, okay, I'm actually in a transformation process, and that's okay. I accept that. And I also accept that the old is old. It can go. It can flow. I can let it go. Then the second thing is the choice, that you no longer see change as a threat, but chance of your life. That it's not about what you will lose, but actually what you will win when you go through this process. There is a beautiful step-by-step process explained by Elizabeth Kübler-Ross, who was a psychiatrist and also trauma healer, and she has a beautiful way of explaining what you're going through her research. And I just quickly want to go through it, because then you know that you're just in a process, just in a change process, and tomorrow maybe it will be completely different and you're already in the next step. So first of all, what happens usually in a change process, that you have this shock moment. The expectations do not match your reality. So your self-confidence says bye-bye. You're like, oh God. Then comes the denial phase. Oh gosh, I can still absolutely remember when I was becoming a mom, or had my baby, and I was like, no, I'm the old person. I'm the old me. In 2 months, I told my team, in 2 months, I'll be back on the road. I'll do leadership trainings, no problem. And telling myself, well, change is for anybody else but me. Blocking, the result is that you block your feelings and therefore also your progress, because in order to heal, you need to feel. Thirdly, the awareness part. Suddenly, like, it kicks in here and there, or maybe change is necessary. And also your own limits become clear. You maybe get a coach, or you go to a course, or you ask people, and you really realize, okay, I probably need to change something, and maybe I also need help. Till the time where the voice in your head no longer tosses and turns, and you're like, I don't even have time, or I don't even have energy to, to have this conversation, this crazy treadmill or merry-go-round conversation in my head anymore. I don't have any energy for that anymore. No energy is actually not only a break point, but it's also a make point. It's a break and make point. When you don't have energy to block, or to go around and round and round, you're also not holding on to them anymore, but you accept and you let go of the old, or at least parts of it. There is oftentimes grief and a lot of farewell involved, and it's a healthy process. So ask yourself, where are you currently? Where are you currently in the process? Pat on your back, because it's not about the end of the road or the end of the process. It is more about each single step and celebrating each single step, because again, it is a process, and you might go through one topic at a time and then another topic at a time. It's never actually finished, because change is the only constant, right? Then, thank God, when the low part is ticked, you go up. The fifth part is when you experiment forward, you take decisions, you have new energy, and you're testing new realities, probably also getting more inspiration. Then one day you search for meaning, you maybe look back and you're like, wow, this actually made sense. And then you can tell people about your experiences. Maybe you have theories in teaching and have new strength that, brings you forward in life in general, until the implementation phase. So this is a classic change process. If you're in it, totally normal. Second key of the willingness keychain is personal responsibility. I see this oftentimes, and I failed at it a lot, to see life happening for me and actually by me. I was in victim mode, and it got me nowhere. The learned helplessness in our society is just one part of it, and you need to let it go. And also the waiting part. If my, child is in kindergarten, then I will blah, blah, blah. If my husband gets the promotion, then if we're moving to our new house, so everything that is in the outside, stop waiting. Stop transformation outside of yourself and focus on yourself. Stop trying to transform other people, trying to transform the world. Start with yourself, and you will transform the world. Do the inventory part, the work. It is work, but it's the best work you can invest in. And thirdly, the honesty. What you cannot see or don't want to see in terms of your traumas, your pains, your inner wisdom you actually have, and the potential, because I kid you not, it's oftentimes more comfortable to look at the dark side than to discover the power, because your power, brings you somewhere you didn't expect. And we don't like things we can't control and do not expect. So what you cannot see, you cannot transform. And honesty is key. Honesty means vulnerability, and vulnerability leads to authenticity. And if you want to live a life lead a life full of your truest authentic power, which doesn't cost you energy but gives you energy, this is absolutely the base. So self-love included. The first keychain, just to repeat it, is the willingness. It's about awareness and choice, personal responsibility, and honesty. Okay, check that. Next is clarity. Clarity, because there is a big transformation problem. I know I want to change, maybe say, but I don't know where to, which is completely normal, or why, or who am I? So clarity in terms of your purpose, your values, and your vision is absolutely key. First of all, the purpose. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I here? What is the meaning of it all? What gives me motivation and orientation in times where the outside world is just going crazy? What are my passions? What are my skills? How did I overcome challenges? What am I naturally here to give? Super important, because this gives you orientation and motivation. I absolutely love this analogy of the bamboo, because the bamboo takes time to really grow roots. Like for three years solid, they grow roots until then they grow out of the earth. They do the work, and therefore they're super flexible. So there's a wind coming and they just bow. They don't never break. They bow and then they just come back to their normal shape or position again. This is a bamboo work, which I absolutely think is great to copy. The values, what gives me energy, what does not, like what is, how do I want to work? How do I want to build relationships? My biggest value in life is freedom. I could never be with somebody who is not sharing the same values, or work with people who are completely different in their value structure. So teamwork, it is absolutely dependent on everything inside and out. It gives you orientation, and decision making is so much more easy. Which job to take or not to take. Which relationship to foster and which not. And thirdly, visions. Where do you want to go in life? If you can't envision it, you never go somewhere. You just stay. I mean, you have to envision it first, and then thoughts become things. Where to? What are your goals in your how do you want to live? How do you want to create life? Where? Which people around you? What kind of work? Etc. So again, that's the second key chain. Sorry for the mistake. For your successful transformation, and that is clarity, which means a lot of security, because outside world can change, but inside it doesn't, and you have so much room to create your outside world. Decision making is easier. You save so much time and energy, my gosh, and it gives you motivation and meaning. You become basically your own organization, self-leadership, your own healthy organization. Even if you're working maybe for somebody else, you still have a sense of strategy. This is where I'm going. This is not where I'm going. And it's absolutely saving you so much lifetime. Thirdly, the energy. And this is based on the transformation problem that I discovered, which is B. I know where to, sorry for the typo. I know where to now, but I will never, ever get there. I can't get there because of my limiting beliefs. So I get stuck. I maybe watch what others are doing, no energy at all, no action at all, no result at all. Or maybe I'll do some stretching to just pretend. I don't know. But this is just what I observed also with myself. So no worries. This is the third key chain. Energy equals success, because here we have it. Magic mindset is the first thing you need to really design, because it's not what we naturally have. We have this very old survival brain. And whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are always right. I love this quote so much, because your thoughts and emotions, they are leading to action or inaction, to result or no result. If you're thinking about buying a house, for instance, and you're like, I can't I could never afford it. You will never get into action, into result. You never have a house. If you're thinking, okay, well, maybe I can do this, or yeah, I can do this. Uplifting emotions means, yeah, you take actions. You probably go to somewhere and get money, or you go onto the market and see what houses are available, and then eventually you have the results. So this is completely up to how you feed the front part, the thoughts and actions, which eventually will lead you to either a great life or mediocre, right? Again, the survivor brain tells you everything. It tells you always no, everything that is new, hands off. So you need to overcome it with reprogramming your limiting beliefs, so that you say, yes, I can. And bye-bye procrastination. I just do it. So green light is always in front of you and never a red or even a yellow light. No, we don't want that anymore. Life is too precious. The second energy key is magic emotions. Emotions you need to probably get rid of, because we're all kind of programmed that way. Fear is nothing we came with on this earth. Fear is a program. Fear is something we've learned, and we need to get the program out, to be very honest. By knowing, okay, emotion is it's just short for energy in motion, and we can just let it go to get into a state of love and above. So it is the highest states of flow and consciousness, which gives you the freedom to just create. And this is a fantastic evidence of Dr. David Hawkins, the late Dr. David Hawkins, I have to add, who did 20 years of research. He's a psychiatrist and spiritual teacher, who created this beautiful this beautiful essence of being of showing you when you are in a higher states of consciousness, meaning higher states or higher vibration. Everything is energy, everything is vibration. Your energy, your vibration. You have, I think, 4.x, I don't know, % of matter on this earth, and even the matter does have a vibration. So you see here the vibration scale of 20, shame, which is very, very low, and 600 and even 1000, which is not on here, which is enlightenment, is very high. And if you have the ability to move into higher states of consciousness, you have a completely different life, I promise you. I was out of the zone. I was stuck in negative emotions. I was hyperactive. I was in this treadmill. I was feeling a lot of desire, and I couldn't put it into action. It was always the same result. Einstein said it: if you are trying to, you cannot change your life, or you cannot change anything from the same level of consciousness that created it. It is absolutely impossible. So you need to create a higher level of consciousness. Love and above is what we aim for at the masterclass, because that is just synchronicities and extraordinary outcomes where you don't have to do so much anymore, and you just feel, and life happens by you or even as you. And the vitality and the health is just a completely different story. If you want more on that, go on my blog. It's really, really fascinating, the work of him. Then the third part is magic actions. Because if you're not doing anything, nothing will come about. Action, step for step, step by step. You need to do the inventory. You need to ask yourself, so what is it I want to create more of in my life versus less of? 0 stands for, okay, I go inwards and I actually try to figure out and not ask outside for results. Ask inside, and you simplify your life. So overwhelm is not an option anymore, because that is something we tend to do. Like, we try to create more or do more, and as we grow older, I mean, responsibilities get more, but we have to figure out, is that really what makes us happy and what we need in our lives truly? So simplification is a big part of the process. Finally, third key chain is energy equals success with the magic mindset, magic emotions, and the magic actions. So you can basically just say goodbye to the old hardware and get into balance and authenticity. That's what it's all about. Your power, your true power, where everything is aligned. You're thinking, you're feeling, you're saying what you're saying and what you're doing. Because oftentimes, if you think about it, you're feeling like, oh, I shouldn't do that job, but yeah, I'm doing it anyways because I was firstly told to, or this is my responsibility. I need the money, whatever it is. But that this really becomes in total alignment. And if that is in total alignment, I'll tell you, you waste no more energy. You're just in a beautiful flow state, and you become the creator of your world, of your life, and the leader of your life. Yes, it is nothing we've learned in leadership trainings. I don't know how many I did, maybe 20 plus. It is really something that we need to do ourselves. Nothing we've learned in school or universities. It's not what we are ever hearing in Germany. It's roughly 185 days per year times 12. It's like 2,220 days where you learn something completely different, mainly being on track, functioning for this old world. And this is what we really have to overcome. It is about going on a hero's journey. It is about learning about yourself, igniting your fire, and the 9 keys help you to do that. If you're interested in learning these 9 keys in depth with tools, I just want to invite you to the Transformation Toolbox Mastermind. If you're interested, click below and get a one-on-one session so I can tell you more about it. I absolutely love that you were here, that you took the time to learn about them. Please, 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 please create the most glorious life you can imagine. It is what you're here for. It is really about thriving and not surviving. With all my love, and till soon. Bye-bye.